How's it going, everyone? Mask here, back with some Eve echoes, and we have one of the biggest patches we've seen in months, and it's being sprung on us in such a crazy fashion. Basically yesterday, like, hey, the entire game's about to get flipped upside down, at least from an industry perspective. Before we jump headfirst into those patch notes, I want to talk to you about my Discord channel. I'm officially going to be launching an Eve echo section where we can discuss fittings, talk about the game, really break down how we want to build our ships. And to celebrate launching that, I'm doing a 500 million Isk giveaway. So let's check out just how easy that is going to be to enter. You jump into Discord, you type in discord.gg/MasKTV. It'll be listed at the bottom of the video for most of the video as well. Hit join server. Of course, it's going to reject me because I've already done it. So if I jump out of the way here, you land in the server. There'll be your welcome readme section where you hit on the Eve Echoes icon so you can see the Eve Echo section, and we have a 500 million Isk giveaway going to be in the giveaways channel, and it's as easy as just clicking on the giveaway bot, react with tada, and you've been entered in the 500 million Isk giveaway. Say hi in the general chat, hang out, just jump into fittings discussion. These channels are relatively empty because I just made them, but it's going to be a great place where we can kind of start breaking down builds, share different tools we use to evaluate how well builds work, and I'm really looking forward to diving into that. So let's get back to the actual patch notes. All right, now we're going to focus on what has changed in the game the most. I know there was a ton of balance changes, but also just a lot of stuff, new stuff introduced. Starting from the top, we're finally getting that 1 million free skill point reset that has been like talked about, mysteriously dangled around for months. They've started talking about this 1 month into the game release, and we're getting it like what feels like a year later. So that's fantastic, although it's only valid for the next 18 or so days, so make sure you take advantage of it. I would hold back about a week. I really would hold on to this million free skill points. Feel the waters out. There might be some serious adjustments coming in the next week or two that might affect how you want to use these or which direction you want to take your builds. So I highly suggest holding on to these for 1 to 2 weeks and really just kind of waiting things out. It's going to be a very, very volatile time of change in the game. This is way too big of a balance patch, not for them to continuously tweak it the next few. We've got a new ship tree for T10 ships, so we can check that out in the game pretty easily. If we go to ship tree, if we click on any of these factions here, you're going now to be able to scroll up and actually see the tier 10 ships here. You'll start to see the tier 10 ships kind of organized by faction in the ship tree. Won't spend a whole lot of time in there. We've added industry jobs and reverse engineering jobs for T10 ships and freighters. Obviously, that makes sense. But if we look at how far T10 is away still, this is a relatively forerunning account. I'm looking at 71 days. I think I missed some SP in the most recent event. There might be people at 69, 68 days. If you are a forerunning account, let me know in the comments down below. How far from T10 are you? Anybody, let me know. How far from T10 are you currently? I've kind of lost my gauge a little bit on where everybody sits there. The tech level requirement for reverse engineering freighter blueprints, manufacturing, and using freighters has been changed from Tech 10 to Tech 9. That is the craziest part of this patch. Hey, you know that really cool ship that we kind of teased you with about a week ago? It's available tomorrow. I was not ready. I wanted to build one of these like the day it came out. Not ready at all, but very, very, let's do it. Let's dive in. Added delivery hangar info to the history log of industry jobs, showing which corporation hangar the job was delivered to. This is cool because we were having a problem trying to find out where some of these, we were losing items, and it was a lot of time trying to find them. You could find them all. It was just sometimes it took a lot of time, a lot of wasted time, and we shouldn't have to waste time, truly our most valuable resource, on so much stuff like this. Advanced engineering rigs. Oh, and they're balancing locational loot, which is a really, really awkward thing to adjust. There's going to be a lot of friction. People wanting, this is going to be huge. And it's weird that in these patch notes, they don't group these things together. So engineering rigs are being added to the Grista's Inquisitor. Keep in mind, this is a massive impact because engineering rigs are one of the most expensive rigs in the game. Consistently expensive. So much so that even the level 1 rigs, 15 million, 23 million respectively, scaling up near 300 to 400 million. That is a big buff to Garista space there, the Garista Inquisitor. And then, because they don't group their patch notes properly, we'll continue and talk about more movements later. When an asset delivery is triggered to an outpost, it destroys all shipping containers at the outpost. I will preface here, I don't have an abundance of experience with the hauling system, specifically delivery missions, the quests, the delivery system in general. A lot of these notes are talking about tweaking that. If you have a lot of experience in these, I'd be really awesome if you could hop in the Discord, get a conversation going about it, help teach me a little bit. I'd love to learn more. It would help me understand their impact on the game. Or let me know in the comments down below. There's a lot of things that touch on the delivery system here. I'm just kind of going to breeze over them a little bit because I just don't fully understand their impact. Due to changes made to some pirates' defensive capabilities, the rewards and combat difficulty of some encounter missions have been adjusted accordingly. Potentially one of the biggest parts of this patch note, but we have no idea. This frustrates me so much. This could be so massive. They could completely have nerfed low sec mission running. You don't know. Maybe it got buffed. Maybe the rewards are less or more. Pretty much like always, hey, let's crowdsource information. Have you run encounters? Have you noticed the difference? Are they harder? Are they easier? Do they reward you more? Do they reward you less? We get a sentence and a half that tells us nothing. Except for, I guess, to go look. Added a reminder that contracts require items to be repackaged. This is cool. I've had some people kind of like get really frustrated and ask me, hey, what in the world is going on? I can't submit this contract. It's not trivial. I like that they've added this. Added a new sorting option which allows you to view storyline missions you haven't completed in encounters. This actually might be really nice. So I can go to the news board now and hit this filter and tick this box, hide completed jobs for storyline, which means, so if I untick this box, you can see it's going to populate every available thing. But normally you'd have to spend a solid minute or two scrolling through. Check. Now, boom, very quick glance. I can be like, okay, there's no missions I want to run right now. We're going to hit refresh. And even after the refresh, there are no missions that I want to run right now. Anything any quality of life update that saves me time, our most valuable resource, I'm all about. This was a great little tweak here. The expiry time of your logistics containers have been adjusted from a fixed 24 hours to a dynamic value calculated as expiry time equals round up, jump count divided by 10. So if it's only 2 jumps, round up 10 divided by 2, 2 divided by 10. That's really weird. Logistics containers. Once again, anyone else that's a little more experienced in this content, please speak up. I'd love to hear a little bit more about this and understand it fully myself. The trigger time of system logistics is adjusted from a fixed 2 hours to a dynamic value, calculated as trigger time equals expiry time times 10%. Reduce the cost of logistics containers. Distance modifier adjusted from 1 to 0.25 in high sec, from 2 to 1 in low sec. Now, the corporation member list will not, once again, logistics, delivery, hauling system, not fully versed in how this is impacting our game, and I would love to hear from you. This update here, this is... Oh man, if you've ever had corporation like control permissions and you're trying to go, now the corporation members list will not reset after removing members or configuring positions. You would scroll through 50 members, get halfway down, make an adjustment, and the dumb list. Now this is not fixed, because every list in the entire game does this. Your contact list, your giant fleet list. Now that fleet's going up to 50 people, you scroll down, you make a modification, it resets and goes back to the top. They fixed it for corporation members list, but you need to recode every list in the whole game like this. Hopefully this is the first step in the right direction at least. Updated estimated prices according to current market transaction records. Why don't they just move this one to the top? It's going to be on every patch note we ever have because they feel the need to not just say, hello, we will update the prices every week. And we don't need to put it in the patch notes anymore. Now the navigation menu will pop up when you tap on the number of jumps displayed in Interstellar Trading Center list on market. I have been wondering why this wasn't a thing. never literally ever. I would be in high sec, or anywhere, and I'd hit nearby trading centers, and I would hit it shows you this menu, and you could not start an autopilot from right here, and boom, now you actually can. This was like the biggest disconnect on an obvious feature that I thought should already be in the game. I'm just glad they're catching these things now. Focus groups, actually focus group testing your game before launch is how you help you find a lot of these nitpicky things that people would really appreciate from a quality of life standpoint, and you launch a game with significantly less annoying issues that are like this. Added proper resources for capital ship components. Obviously, capital ships are here. The capital ship parts were here, which you can mass produce and specifically spend them. Only ship we can currently build with them is freighters. But expect a big market fluctuation because people are going to be building capital components to stockpile them to be ready and have that edge when other capital ships come out. So this is this capital ship update, although everyone's like, freighters, like I don't really need a freighter. I don't want a freighter. Don't get dissuaded. This is a big update. Add an icon for capital ships. Obviously, I have heard they have not added a way to filter for capital ships yet. I believe someone had mentioned that to me this morning, so there may be a filter issue regarding capital ships still. Capital ship component manufacturer and freighter manufacturer are now live in the game. Blueprints for them have been seeded into the market. You can look in the market. They're fully populated. You scroll all the way to the bottom of the ship tab. I'll just throw out another pet peeve. The blueprint section on this bloody market could use 10 more tabs here. Why do we need a tab? Why do we get a tab for component blueprints? We get a whole tab for structure blueprints. Pop in here so we can see. We get an entire tab for structure blueprints when there's like 30 structures, 20 structures. We get a rig blueprint. Okay, the rig one actually I'd love a subsection because it's hard. If I want to find a ship blueprint, it takes me 3 hours to collapse these tabs and get all the way to the bottom to the capital ship component, or the capital ships, which are down there, which are only freighters right now, obviously. Anyhow, they've been seeded in the blueprint section. You just got to scroll for half a day to get to the bottom to see the freighter blueprints. And added command burst and blueprints in the market and industry jobs, so you can do things with the command burst. We've added the bursts to scout box drops and added command burst related skills. So the command bursts are fully released. I've heard whispers and tons of talks about issues regarding fitting these on ships and having them work. I haven't seen the issues myself to really report on them. I'll probably make a more of a command burst dedicated video shortly to address that, but this is just more of patch notes, generic. Obviously, command burst going to have a big impact on the game. We only have 3 types currently. You can find them in the mid slot section in the market. You scroll down, command modules. We have shield command, armor command burst, and skirmish command burst, which is going to have massive impacts right around the board. Just how they're going to be implemented, how they're going to affect our actual gameplay is all yet to be seen, and they need to function properly before we figure that out. We have freighter skills such as operations, engineering, defense, and manufacturer have all been added. Now I gotta jump in here. I just get so many people send me so many screenshots on patch notes. So apparently I go into electronics and I hit frigate engineering. Capacitor capacity, power grid, warp capacitor need. Destroyer capacitor capacity, power grid, warp capacitor need. We're seeing a trend here, right? Shall I continue? Capacitor, power grid, warp capacitor need. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. Freighter engineering. Okay. Capacitor, warp. Huh? Freighter manufacturing material efficiency. What? What are you guys doing? Who does these things? Who approves these things? I'm not even done the rant yet, because if I go back to the command burst section and I look, who does this? This makes my eyes want to bleed. MK.IX. Huh? MK5, beautiful capital MK7, MK9, what intern do you let publish this? and look like this? I don't even understand. You click above and you click below and you're like typing in your code in a way and you're like, you know what? Let's just do it. Hey, Bobby, come over here. Does this look good? Yeah. You said MK8, right? Yeah. No, I got it. There isn't even an 8 in the game. And the game doesn't even recognize Roman numerals, by the way, in any sense. I'm surprised they sorted properly, because if this was an asteroid belt, it goes MK1, II, MK2, II, MK3, III, okay, MK4, IV. Then it goes MK9, because it's IX, alphabetically sorted. Then it goes MK5, 6, 7. I'm so surprised these two didn't get swapped in the shop. But I mean, they use Roman numerals on the images, and they use numbers in the names. I don't know, inconsistent. But how this looks so ugly. Rant over. Anyhow, let's get back on track. Little QOL, like nitpicky. I know there's some translation that happens. I do believe the game gets translated in deployment. So I'm not busy. You guys need help? Reach out. I got you. Command burst related skills. We got freighter skills, operations, engineering. Oh yeah, the skills. That's where we were. So we need engineering to build our freighters. Engineering. Okay. Manufacturing material efficiency. Okay, so why do we have a freighter manufacturing skill then? What would be the point of that? Capital ship component, advanced capital ship, structure, rigs, modules, freighter manufacturing, material efficiency, manufacturing time efficiency. You know what? Okay, but now we need our manufacturer to skill in freighter manufacturer and freighter engineering in order to get the maximum efficiency on putting things together. And not to, I mean, this is actually just, I support this completely. You need someone else to skill into the capital ship components and build it. That is cool. But our freighter manufacturer shouldn't have to get freighter engineering. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyhow, patch notes. That's the end of the actual, okay, freighter skills. Text content update regarding Japan's Payment Services Act. Okay, I mean, that's just like store TOS. So that is all of the actual patch notes, the updates. There's the ship balance notes coming up, but these are very long, very ship specific. I'm going to end the video here and not jump too heavily into the ship balancing, because that's going to take us a really long time, and it's not so much new content. It's just tweaks and whatnot. I highly suggest jumping in here, finding your ships that you might fly or might be considering, and seeing how they've been tweaked. Lots of power grid changes, lots of DPS changes. Your fits that you currently use probably don't work anymore. I'm going to be redoing all my fits I've released, and hopefully getting into a nice groove where I can work on more. I'll probably make my own video dedicated to the ship changes and kind of get into discussing them and where I feel like every ship fits. It's just that part's going to be so long. I want to cut this one here. But thank you so much for checking this out. Huge patch. I gotta go hit the belts myself and start mining the materials to get ready to build my own freighter, because I really want one. And yeah, totally was not ready for this. Were you ready? Don't forget about the 500 million Isk giveaway. Join Discord for it. There's the message at the bottom of the screen. It's discord.gg/MasTV. Very easy to enter. Head down to the giveaway section. Say hi in the general chat. It's awesome. And let's start talking about fits. How are we going to refit all these ships? All you miners out there, what are you doing with your retrievers? How about those procures? My builds are all in shambles. I'm going to be hitting the drawing board pretty hard on those, so stay tuned. Hopefully we get those out. I need to refit them to use them this week, so won't be too hard to put together a video on it. Thank you so much for checking this out. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and until next time, smash that subscribe button and stay classy.